Alright guys, in this video I'm going to talk about the plugins that you're going to install that are going to greatly increase your site speed. We use a tool called gtmetrix.com to measure our speeds, and right now I've just ran one of our sites and you can see we have a page speed score of B and our Y slow score is a D, so we want to boost those greatly. We want to get them both into A section, so there's a couple of plugins that we're going to install to help us do that. Okay, the first one we're going to do is we're going to go to our site and we're going to add a new plugin. Okay, and we're going to search for a plugin called AdExpires Headers plugin, and it's this one, so we're going to install that and we're going to activate it, and then I'll show you the settings to use for it. Okay, so then you're going to go to settings and go to AdExpires Headers settings. Okay, and you're going to go enable expires, enable gzip compression, and then all the image types you're just going to want to turn them on. Okay, if you host audio files or video files, you would want to turn those on as well. And then under the CSS, you're going to want to add an expiry time to the CSS and the JavaScript files, and then click save, and that's all you have to do for that plugin. Okay, and next we're going to go to add a second plugin. Okay, and this one we're going to look for Fast Velocity Minify, and we're going to install that. And we're going to activate that one. Okay, then under settings you can go to Fast Velocity Minify, and under settings there's really not many settings that there are not any settings that I'm going to change right now, just because things really happen quite fast with this. So you can see these are all the options. I'll play around with these and see if there's a better way to set things up, but for now I've found really great results just with setting those up the way they are. So what we're going to do now is we're going to rerun our score on GTmetrix, and I'll actually open this in a new window just so we can recheck it. So here's our old score, and now we're going to run again and see how things look with just those two plugins set up and a little bit of optimization. Okay, and you can see we've brought them up dramatically. So you can see we went from an 88% and a 64% to a 95 and an 85. So we're at an A and a B. So then what we can do is just like look at some of the other things that are still failing using a CDN. We're not going to do that. Add our expired headers, we did do that. There are two static components without a feature, so those are those. We're just looking at what don't have expired headers added to them, and it looks like there's the reCAPTCHA file and Dropbox user content file, so nothing bad. But the last thing is optimizing our images. Okay, so the plugin that we can use for that, I'm going to just go back to our settings, and I'm going to go to plugins, add new, and we're going to go to optimize image. Okay, and the one that we're looking for here, not Jetpack. Okay, this guy right here. Okay, short pixel image optimizer. We're going to install that. You can also use this tiny PNG one. That's actually a pretty good one. So we're going to activate that plugin. Okay, then you'll have to request an API key for this. Alright, so once I sent it away, I just put in my API key. I've taken it out here. Now for the settings, you're going to just choose lossy. You're going to also apply compression to thumbnails. You can save and keep an original backup in a separate folder. You're going to want to uncheck the remove EXIF. We might want to use EXIF in the future, so make sure that that is unchecked. So go ahead and click Save Changes, and then we're going to go over to the Advanced folder. My API key got taken out, so I'll just pause the video. Okay, we're back here. So the next one that we're going to use is leave convert PNG to JPEG. You don't want to do that. You can if you want, but you don't have to. But WebP images also create the WP images for free, so that you can use those if you want. They're a lot faster, and then deliver those in the front end. And we can use. We don't want to. Let me just see. This option will serve both, and not using a CDN, so that's good. Okay, optimize other thumbs, optimize PDFs is fine. I don't know, that doesn't really matter. We're not going to be using PDFs. We're going to automatically optimize images added by users, and then we're going to save changes and bulk process because we have existing images. So there we go. We're going to optimize the existing images. So I'm just going to pause it while it's optimizing, and we'll be back when it's done. Okay, so it's done optimizing all existing images. If you're installing this plugin before you even ever build the site, then you don't have to run optimize images because there aren't typically any there. But if you have a site that already has images, it's good to optimize them. So we're going to run this one more time. So here's where we started, B and D, 1.1 seconds, and then we went to an A, 1.2 seconds. There, if you run this multiple times, it might be a little different. So we're going to run it one more time just to see if we boosted our speed up a little bit more. So we're going to enter that same URL now that we have all optimized images. And our final count is coming in. Okay, so now we went from a 95 to a 96 and from an 87 to an under 9. Our page load speed time, it's weird that it started at 1.1 second, and we've reduced our page file size, but our load time has kind of gone up for some reason. It's kind of weird, but our page speed scores definitely have moved up considerably, and then just through optimizing the last bit of images, we got them a little bit better. So those are the 3 plugins that you're going to want to use and install on your site right away before you start building things out, and then that way you'll be able to have an extremely fast website, which is always great. You want to make sure your page load speed times are extremely fast and have high grades. They definitely help with ranking in Google. All right, thanks guys. Bye bye.